Two. Uh, all right. So good afternoon or morning, whenever you're watching this, all viewers. Today, we are interviewing on the Learning to Lead podcast. We have Bella Wethington, who is,
Hi,
oh, go ahead, say
hi,
hi.
everybody.
Yeah. She is native to Charleston, and well, she can tell you a few more things. Tell us about school, home. Give us a little rundown of how what Bella's like.
Yeah, so I have lived in Charleston for most of my life. I'm an international business major here at the College of Charleston, and I'm just loving it,
Yeah.
living it.
Ah,
Avid traveler, wanting to kind of do my best and be creative, and yeah.
mm. And I'm I'm sure your creativity has been you've been tapping into it as of your whole entire life living here. So you own a photo or you do photography. So tell me more about that.
Yeah, so kind of like in high school, I started to do my own photography, and I started it because I was taking a photography class in high school. And that was really cool. It was fun. We got to go in a dark, like a black room, and
Yeah. I didn't ask you this question before. I know you right now. What would you say? How many years? Well, when did you start? And you said in high school, what grade?
my junior year of high school is when I started like
Junior year.
doing it
So
professionally.
okay. And what camera did you start off with? Or
Uh,
really, all right, I know I don't know too much about cameras, but tell me the price because I know that camera that you have now is, but what did you start out at?
I kind of jump around, and I couldn't even tell you
Mm,
which camera it's exactly called. I've kind of jumped around between different Canons and Nikons, but I'm kind of loyal to the Canons now. So
mm.
I kind of just jump around, and you know,
Okay, I feel it. I feel it. And what type of photos do you do?
like my favorite kind of photo work is studio work, but I get paid for the portrait work, like weddings and like senior portraits or like
Mm,
prom portraits or formal
mm.
portraits, that kind of stuff, because people need that more than they need studio work, and we'll pay
Hold
more
on, you
for it.
you said weddings. Weddings. Did you ever see any like objections?
No, I'm not.
No,
No, no,
you
no,
never
no,
seen any objections. I
no.
always, I gotta see one. Objection.
Yeah, it would be tea. It would be good.
Oh, what closet did he come out from,
Yeah.
or she? Who knows? But all right, so back to let's get on a little bit more of a business side
Mhm.
thing or leadership, so to say. So obviously, it takes a bit of courage to the way I met you was you were out there selling your jewelry or your friend was selling jewelry, you had your pictures there.
Mhm.
And I know it takes a lot to go out there and, put your brand, so to say, on display.
Mhm.
Obviously, you want good, positive vibes, but there's always that criticism, either healthy or unhealthy, that comes from consumers or whatever, or markets. How have you dealt with that in particular? And if you would, is there any experiences that you can tell us a good one and a bad one where you've dealt with customers, necessarily having a problem and how you dealt with that?
Yeah, I think like the confidence thing and being able to go out there and advocate for myself. Confidence, I think, really just comes from, I think it's equivalent to the amount of knowledge that you have.
Mm,
So, I mean, you can have a lot of knowledge and still not feel confident on it. It's about knowledge and then exercising your knowledge. So, if you have a lot of knowledge in something, I think it's easy to have a lot of confidence in that particular thing. And that could be from anything from people to school to work,
mm.
like all around the board.
So, oh, apologies. Keep going.
No, go ahead.
I was about to say you said confidence comes from knowing, and I've also been thinking about that as well. I've been hearing a quote that says preparation builds confidence.
Mhm.
And I guess in a sense, knowledge about anything, you know. So your knowledge, I know you say you started in high school because you were taking a class. When you were traveling or doing whatever for these to take these pictures or
Mhm.
going to these weddings, obviously there was a risk. You didn't know what to expect. So you know, how did you get through that hardship of, the first jitters, so to say?
Yeah. Well, I mean, so firstly, like I took classes in photography, so I was getting professional knowledge from people
Like
who
the
had,
curriculum from the books.
yeah, well,
Uh,
that and just like my teachers being people who had worked professionally, so mentors to me and people who could give me like knowledge and exactly what the field is like. But with starting out, I never made anybody pay me when I was starting because I
mm,
wouldn't have felt comfortable because what you're paying for is experience.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
you're paying for the knowledge, but you're also paying for experience.
Mm.
So I would always start out with doing a lot of free work. So I was in a photography club, and so I worked with models for a long time
So
through
you
that.
hold on. Uh, let's hold that thought. You were working with models. That's where we left off. But I just want to, for our viewers here, there are a lot of people out here, a lot of people are thinking working with no money. That experience is obviously, as you can see, is very valuable, but there's going to be times, what is it called? Internships.
Mhm.
Internships, some of them are unpaid. Now, me personally, I got too many bills and stuff to worry about to be taken unpaid, but there have definitely been instances in my life where I've done the same thing of, you know, I don't really need the money. I'm here to build the connection. And
Mhm.
that's where I feel like you'll tell us more in your stories, but that's what I've noticed from my experiences as well. Sometimes it's really not all about the money. The money's always going to be there. The connections that you make and the places that you go, that's intangible valuable. That
Mhm.
those are intangible valuables. You can't really get that nowhere else except if you do it and experience it. So I just wanted to emphasize that's very good that you did that. And look at you now. So back to working with models.
Yeah. So, and I guess I kind of want to say something about doing free work too, because I'm also against that. But it's really easy to go out there and do it when you feel that kind of ease and when you feel passionate and you get into a zone where you're not even thinking about it and you're just excited for the opportunity.
Mm,
So it's like finding that thing that will you don't even thinking about the money. You're just thinking about how amazing it would be to be in that room, to be in those conversations, to, you know, be there and do the process and then figure out from those people and in those rooms and in those conversations how they make money and respect the art and respect the craft of whatever you're going into. Like,
mm. All right. Yeah, that I can't agree with you more. I definitely agree with you on all of that. I agree on the fact of those connections, man. Those connections can do something because money right now, what you can do with a dollar, you can put it in the safe, you can store, you can use it. And then even still later down the line, it might be a little bit of inflation or whatnot, a little different with the value, but it's still a dollar. But when you have a connection with a person, their their uses or not so to say uses because we're not using people,
mhm,
not using people. It's mutual. We're partners, so to say,
mhm,
partners. But when you have that person there, they don't just give you money or they don't just give you whatever you need. They give you things you didn't even know you needed.
mhm,
They didn't even know you needed. I'll give a little excerpt about myself. I think that's what it's called.
mhm.
I born and raised New York City, moved out here
Okay.
4 years ago. I say 4 years ago, and that what you said about doing free work, I'm against it as well. I know it needs to be done though. Sometimes you got to just do it. But when I came down here, there was like about a year or two where I was just like I didn't know anybody. But I wanted to get out there so bad to make those connections. And of course, a young teenager in high school, I was broke. So it took me a while to get out there, but that that work that you said for free. Now, all right, this is kind of different in my case because I came out here playing basketball, and that's the goal that I had in mind at the time. I was paying actually to pay. I was paying for, paying for the sessions or whatever. But then after a while, so speaking of businesses, my trainer, he was getting up there and he also wanted help. So it was like there was I stopped paying after a while. I
Mhm.
stopped paying and there was more of a trade-off of like you work hard enough when you're with me and I got you.
Mhm.
And then also, of course, I helped him train other people. And in that transaction of, I guess, I don't even know what the word is called, but in that transaction where there was money involved, here and there, after a while, when you build that trust, that mutual partnership with someone, they understand. So it's not just one side. When that other person understands, we're working together. I'm helping you, you're helping me. We're moving towards the same goal.
Mhm.
So much more value.
Yeah.
So much more value. They, whatever they do, they're not doing it. Oh, how much do I get, or how much do I have to give? No, they're just thinking, I'm gonna do it for you, and I know when I come back around, you got me. And I feel like that's people best connections you can make. People
Mhm.
who are just there for you. They want to be there for you. You have to be there for them too, but they're just there for you, and that has helped me so much in connections as into the business world. When you move like you just want to be there, you just want to be of service, people can people can tell. And
Mhm.
I've noticed that, and I'm glad, that free work, man, sometimes the free work can get a little bit hard, but in the long run it'll pay off. So yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
'cause how are you going to convince somebody to invest in you, whether it be time wise, monetary wise, if you haven't invested in yourself? How are you going to even have the words to describe to somebody why they should invest in you if you haven't even done that work yourself? Like you have to do it.
I'm saying that is amazing. But yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's like shoot. Lesson 101? Nah, nah, nah. That can't be lesson 101. That's maybe something down the line when you learn about connections. Because at first, all you care about is the money. But that's eventually something you learn. I don't know about 101. 101, I think. All right, so then I'll say something on this podcast. Rule 101 of business and life in general. And so, Bella, you should actually bring your hands up on the table. So look at both of your hands,
I'm
right?
looking.
And you see,
Yeah.
we got 5 fingers, we got some calluses. I don't know about yours, but I got some calluses. These are the hands that got you where you are today. Of course, with the help of others, but even with the help of others, you still had to move your own body, move your fingers. You had to move them toes, move them feet. You had to move everything. You had to move yourself to do that, no matter what, even with in the house. Of course, nobody wants to get in trouble by their mom, but if they don't want to do it, they don't have to. But your own hands got you to where you are today. And that goes
Mhm.
for everyone. Your own hands got you where you are today. So your own hands are going to get you to where you want to be. You can't get nowhere without working. If it's hard, if it's smart, if it's light work, you ain't getting nowhere if you ain't working these hands. And that's 101.
And investing in yourself so
Yeah,
that
and that
others can invest in you. Yeah.
and that's how you start by working on yourself with your own hands. You gotta build, you gotta get out there, whatever construction. I'm currently a lifeguard. I be swimming, whatever you gotta do, and that then leads
Nice.
that leads to the investment. And when people, oh, another great topic or something that we can speak about. But when people see you investing in yourself, what do you do when you see other people investing in businesses? I'm
Well,
asking
yeah.
you, what do you do?
You say what's going on over there?
Oh,
Um, oh,
I need to check that out. I'm saying, so that's probably another rule. It's not all about the money. We are humans at the end of the day. You know
mhm.
what I'm saying? We're humans. You have emotions. I have emotions. You've been through things. I've been through things. And now we're coming together to work as a partnership so that we can feed both of our families. All right. That brings me into my next topic,
All right.
perception.
Mhm.
Perception. I want to emphasize this topic for real, for real. I'm going to emphasize every topic, but this in particular, perception is such a strong thing. And the word itself, when you really understand it, it's beautiful.
Mhm.
So perception, right? I'm sitting here. My perception of you right now, I'm on this side of the table, you're on that side of the table. Point blank. That's pretty simple, right? But then when you look at leaders, uh main example is Michael Jordan. This guy, like some people would say he's egotistical. Look at this. He's a maniac. I mean, aside from what he said, and he's like that guy. He comes off as that guy, but then you look at his work. He's invested himself way more than majority of the people.
Mhm.
But because of the work that he's put, his perception of himself as well, and along with the results that he's created, he knows he's that guy.
Mhm.
And that's why he's able to talk like that.
Mhm.
There are people out there that are that guy but don't know it. And
Mhm.
then there are people that are not that guy but believe so. And some people believe it. Oh, he thinks he's that guy. So maybe I do because I don't know him like that.
Mhm.
But if his perception, the perception you have of yourself will be the first thing that other people see eventually. Like, however you hold yourself, I'm going to see that as soon as I walk up to you.
Mhm.
But I don't even know you. You know you.
Mhm.
Do you know you? Do you know you, Bella?
Uh, I mean, in certain ways, yeah.
So that's my question. How has your past accomplishments, or so to say, just past experience, help you build your confidence?
I mean, again, I think it goes back to being knowledgeable and then I mean, because you can be knowledgeable and people can be knowledgeable and not be confident. It's going out there and exercising your knowledge to see what it means to the world and we see where your knowledge stands in the world and what it brings to the world. Once you understand that, you're able to understand what you bring to the world and who you are. And if you lock yourself in and you don't bring your knowledge to the world, then nobody's gonna know.
Uh,
You're not gonna know who you are, and other people aren't
another,
gonna know who you are. You are who you
another,
are through other people's eyes.
you are who you are through. Hold on. Wait a minute. That's that's an Instagram quote. You
Yeah,
are who you are through other people's eyes.
yeah. I mean, it's even more apparent through, uh, I mean, social media these days. Before, the only thing that you would be through a book, maybe if you got written down in history. Now everybody's at least has some sort of digital footprint in history because of social media and
The age of information.
mhm,
There's so much. How could you not
mhm.
possibly get out there and put your name on the spot? Oh, good. It's another topic too. But I saw you said experience. You went back to that experience and building confidence and being locked away. So she said, if you keep yourself locked away, nobody's gonna see your talents. You keep yourself locked away, nobody's going to know what you have to offer or even who you are.
Mhm.
How could we know if you're in the crib? How could we know if you're in the, just shying away from everything that's out there, the opportunities? Now, I ask you this. I know you're doing international business for your
Mhm.
major, and you say you're taking a focus in Europe, correct?
Yeah, I'm
So,
mainly centered around
yeah,
European
yeah.
markets. Yeah.
So, obviously, born and raised in Charleston, correct?
Mhm.
And so, how did you become confident enough to think I want to do business in a whole nother continent?
Well, so I I think it's good to know that you don't always have to have one passion or stick to one passion. I think that's one thing. Maybe I have undiagnosed ADHD. I don't know.
No, no, no. You're on to something, but go ahead, continue.
But I've never wanted to just stick to one thing for a long period of times. I've wanted to always kind of go in a cycle of building on each other. So with my photography, I was able to use the funds that I make from that and travel with it. Um, and with that, I was able to see I traveled a lot of Europe and getting the men open.
It's okay. It's okay. You travel a lot of Europe.
Yeah. And I went to I don't know, 8 countries over there.
Mm.
And was able
Look,
to just kind of
how many passports?
whoa, one passport, American
Mm.
citizen, okay?
I
USA.
thought you would be like collecting.
No, not yet. But we're working on that one. But like just through that, I was able to see that I really kind of enjoy the lifestyle there and the people there, and just I always felt very creative over there, and I really liked getting out of my comfort zone. I think that's what I liked most is I enjoy meeting other people, and I really like being uncomfortable. So
So I have a question. When you were traveling these countries, who were you with? Like, were you just by yourself, or were there other people around you in a group?
I've gone with family, I've gone with friends. Uh, it's just whoever will go with me.
You
So
were just like, yo, I already booked the ticket. If you want to pull up, come on.
yeah, like let's go, let's
I
get
like
it.
that.
Yeah. And I mean through that I've been able to just meet people and be able to, make connections through that and see new places because of that. Um, but um I I don't know, it made me choose international business because I thought I could continue to make myself uncomfortable.
Yeah, yeah. You see, so that's what you said that I wanted to, hit on again. Everybody thinks my dream career. That's all it could be. No plan B, no plan C. It's like, all right, look, we get the dedication. And I can speak from experience. So I used to play basketball. Bunch of stuff happened. But to be totally honest, wasn't that good. Wasn't that good. There, I'm telling you, there's people out there been playing since they was like 7 years old, just been hooping. I've seen pure, just straight up pure hoopers. Like, who cares about grades? Who cares about school? You put them in the league, they'll probably be top 20.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say, got a little bit sidetracked, but I say that to say because before I used to think all I wanted to do was basketball.
Mhm.
I would literally wake up, go to the park. I'm at the park, sun, and the sun out in Charleston is brutal. No shirt on, just sweating, dribbling the ball until my mom says, "All right, we gotta go,"
Mhm.
or until I'm like, "All right, I'm packing up. I didn't had enough," or
Mhm.
I need some water. I need to eat. There was a dedication to that goal because it was something that I wanted so bad, but that ability to say, "This is not all who I am."
Mhm.
You understand? Like when you have a portfolio in business, you want to diversify.
Mhm.
You want to have a little bit over here, a little bit over there. You want to have a little bit everywhere because that one, you have everything in one basket. That basket tip over, you're done. You got to start all over again.
Mhm.
And now, also to bring in perspective changes and whatnot, it takes it really takes some like processing, some hard pondering for sure, to tell yourself that something that you've wanted, you've been telling yourself, I want this so bad, I want to do this so bad, I just want to get to that spot. That's not your direction anymore.
Mhm.
That takes a a very strong person. Of course, it can happen in other ways, by mandatory. It just happens like I can't do that no more. But to, freely just be like, all right, I need to switch it up.
Mhm.
That's another thing that leaders need to have as, I guess in their arsenal, or just have something that they can tell. Because it's definitely a point. It's like a turning point that you come to after, all right, I done did everything I could. Situation is a situation, whatever that may be at the time. I know in life, everybody has a different situation. It's
Mhm.
never the same. You can have twins that live in the same house, sleep in bunk beds, totally different lives because their perspective is different. They're seeing the world through a different lens. When you're able to change over and, all right, I'm good at this, but this is not who I am. It's not all that I am. I can't, I'm not producing as much as I would like to. And that's all right.
Mhm.
It's time to move over to something else that maybe I can really take off on, but you will never know unless you make that change.
Mhm. I mean, you're doing a disservice to yourself if you limit yourself to not taking an opportunity when you see it in front of your eyes, or just it could even not even be an opportunity. It's a thought. It's a thought.
Mm.
It's a thought you had which came into your mind for a reason. You don't. Not everybody just gets a thought. Like I never thought I would go out and play basketball, but you did, and that was a part of your path for a reason. You know.
Hold on, let me just crunch this min up real quick.
Thanks for turning off the audio for that.
Yeah, yeah. So that what you just amazing. That opportunity.
Mhm.
Now, when was so you say you did international business. When did you decide that?
Um, Senior year of high school, and I never changed.
See, stuck with it. It was
Yeah,
firm.
yeah.
All right, so
Because
that
I mean, you just need a degree.
yeah. So that international business or whatever, what I was trying to, turn over into is to ask you the first time you went out of the country,
Hmm.
right? How or yeah. How did that opportunity come about? Did you bring it up to someone else or did they bring it up to you?
Well, so I could talk about the first time I went abroad, which was with my family, which I think is much less interesting
Yeah, I
than.
mean, it's it's less interesting, but when you're with the fam, things happen that, you probably wouldn't have noticed otherwise.
Yeah,
If you were in your own world, you probably don't notice the same things as when you have like four or five eyes looking around. Hey, check this out. Hey. Or I don't know what their family looks like,
yeah.
but it's definitely a different experience. Not, I mean, if it's all about preference, if it was boring, I don't know if it was boring or not, but yeah. So tell me more. So the first time you went out, and where was that to?
That was to Paris, France, and then Barcelona, Spain.
Wow.
And I think just through that, I was kind of like, oh, things aren't like America. It's crazy.
Man.
Like
Did you
there's
go
different
over there?
transportation
Was there like different?
and people speak differently.
What do they call a quarter pounder over there in Europe?
I don't think they have those over there.
They don't. They
They don't.
call it a cheese royale or something like that. I heard that from Pulp Fiction, and I actually searched it
Okay,
up.
quoting Pulp Fiction right
Yeah,
now.
nah. You know what? We're all right, guys. Whoever's viewing this right now, we're about to use the web real quick.
I really thought your only search up would be a Kanye quote.
Yeah. Nah. Oh, we,
Maybe.
I think the battery might be dead or something.
Oh.
Well, might have to get on that, but all right. Anywho, went abroad with the fam
Yeah.
to you said Barcelona, Spain, and where else?
Paris, France.
Paris, France. Wow. And man, oh man, when you were out there, did you ever go on any walks by yourself? Well, oh wait, did you had your camera, right?
No, so that was before that. I mean, it's kind of what started. It made me want to start studying French and
Oh,
Spanish. Like those to this day, it's my goal to be fluent in both of those languages. And just because I saw the value in like my brother had been taking French, and so I saw him speaking to some, yeah, I mean, we were in some bar late at night and we had gone during the when they had won the World Cup.
yeah.
That was really cool. Um, and he was able to like really connect with a bunch of people because he was able to speak a minimal high school knowledge level of French.
Mm,
But seeing people's reactions to it was just, I was like, wow, I really want to connect with people and be able to connect with people who are so different from me like this and see them
yeah.
light up. Like it's really
Different
cool.
cultures and whatnot. That another
It's
one.
literally like seasonings. Like I don't know,
Yes.
it's just amazing.
So in that, hold on. Back to let's just finish with what I'm trying to say with you
Yeah.
right now. So basically, you were saying we were talking about opportunities, and I was trying to figure out. Well, I guess the first time you went abroad wasn't really the first time you started taking pictures and whatnot.
Mm-mm.
And in my head, that's what I thought. But
Mhm.
would you say before you officially started taking pictures and whatnot, was there any pull towards that area? Like when you went to France that first time and you didn't have a camera, were you like, oh my God, I should just start taking pictures because all of this is beautiful? Or was it like here and there you would be like, oh, that's really nice. I might have to get a good snap.
No, because my photography comes from people. I'm inspired by people. I mean, just in about everything I do, I'm inspired by people. So when I take pictures, I'm trying to take pictures of people's essence and aura. So when I like that's kind of my like main goal.
Yeah. A
So
lot
when
of people
I
are going to be booking you after this.
but so when I had gone, what kind of when I'm inspired when I had gone abroad previous to that first experience, and once I had started to, actually take some photography classes, and I was able to take my camera abroad. It was really cool. It was more so like I wanted a lot of, I I was challenging myself to take more candids because I had done the studio work and I had done the portrait work.
Mm.
Um,
Wait. Because you said candids. Is that, I don't know photography terms. What is that?
so kind of think um, a picture of just somebody on the streets and they're eating their ice cream and they have nobody to get
Oh, so
pictures really
like
taken of them.
natural.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ah,
So those kind of really intimate moments that you're catching that are so different from the intimate moments that you see at home was
yeah.
really what inspired me to take my camera abroad and um, capture a different type of life and a different
I'm
kind of being.
glad. So, all right, bet. All right. So that sounds like, you had a gradual movement towards photography.
Mhm.
And when you got into it, you've been sticking with it so far. I'm glad to hear that.
Okay.
Uh I was so dang, as you guys, I didn't even know that. We're figuring out information. So because I was trying to make an example with taking an opportunity, but I'm on the
Anything.
podcast. Yeah, I'm on the podcast too, but I'll tell you about a time I took an opportunity that was low key kind of risky, but I still, followed through. So
Hmm.
went to Charleston Southern last year,
Hmm.
and I had met my suite mate. He's a real good guy. He had moved out or whatever, and then eventually around last year December or whatever, he was like, "Hey, Jarell, you want to go to Washington State with me? There's a job promised out there." He was like, "You don't have to worry about food. You don't have to pay rent. You just got to come on, work hard, get money, and then leave." And he was like, "You can make like maybe 5 to 7K, possibly 10 if we do side hustle." So he made it sound amazing.
Hmm.
And now, usually, it's almost human instinct that when something sounds too good to be true, ah, nah, we back away.
Hmm.
And at first, I'm always skeptical about things like that sound too good to be true. But I will reiterate this for the viewers. Take the opportunity. Take it. Take the opportunity because halfway across the country, Washington State, low key in the middle of the desert because Kennewick, if anybody knows where that is, it's really in between the mountain ranges, so it gets really hot. It's not cool or not, and there was no rain. It rained like twice.
Okay.
Nonetheless, I took the opportunity after much talking, after much setting up, much preparation. I took the opportunity, and even after I believed myself to be fully prepared, I still had some nervousness because you're going into the unknown.
Yeah, I can't believe you went.
Yeah. No. So let me tell you. So when I got out there, first things first, I was supposed to get a job working for a crop company,
Okay.
right? That was the original proposition. But it took me a while to get I'm a little late on the license thing.
Hmm.
And by the time I got out there, you have to have your permit for at least 6 months and blah. Long story short, I had to have a driver's license so that I could work at the internship, but I
Hmm.
didn't. And by the time I did, the guy was like, "It's too late." Ah, that's tragic. So that right there, the whole entire point of me coming out there, I can't do it. Like
Hmm.
it's not for me, or at this moment, it's not for me. So what I ended up doing, working at Wingstop. Oh man. And I hated it.
Hmm.
I hate it. I
Hmm.
liked some of the people there. Some of the people were good, but I hated it. And I had to work there 5 days a week the whole summer.
Hmm.
The whole summer.
Hmm.
The opportunity sounded amazing. The actual outcome wasn't that bad, but back to what I said before. So how I got how the opportunity even came through was from my suite mate. His grandfather was part of the company. He was a consultant,
Hmm.
and he's consulting. He's up there,
Hmm.
and that's how he got us in there. And so my family, my own family, I had my mom telling me, my grandmother telling me, if you can't get the job, you might as well just come back out here. If you can't do that, you might as well just. And so these are the people that are nearest and dearest to me.
Hmm.
I wouldn't do that, Jarell. Get out of there. Come on, you could do waste up. All of these people that and I'm saying I'm emphasizing the closeness of my relationships. These are people who I love dearly, like my mom, my sisters, my brothers, even some of my close friends were telling me, I don't know about that, Jarrell. I stayed out there. I built a connection. I built a connection with a guy who was a consultant high up in the company. And as of right now, I'm supposed to go next summer back to Washington to get the
Hmm.
job I was supposed to get.
Hmm.
So now to bring it all in, right? I went out to Washington, didn't get the job, had to work at fast food, blah, 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 whatever. I took the opportunity. I didn't see the far future. I couldn't see that far ahead of what would happen. Even when I was working in Wingstop, ooh, all I could see was me clocking out and going back to the house. That
Hmm.
was it. I didn't see that next summer I would be able to come back here and get the actual job that I
Hmm.
was supposed to get.
Hmm.
I thought, dang, I missed out whole time. I just had to wait. So there's a few things to uncover. First of all, it's taking the opportunity. You never know. Second of all, I didn't work for free. I got paid at Wingstop, but it was hard. It was more like some gruesome work. It was
Hmm.
nasty in there, early mornings, late nights, almost compared to how you had to do free work to, you had to get that experience. I've
Hmm.
never worked at fast food, but I
Hmm.
had, I was like, I'm gonna get the experience or whatever. And the main thing that I did when I was out there, I built a connection.
Hmm.
And I want to explain to the viewers, and you too, if so better understanding. I literally went there. I paid in Wingstop days, my hours at Wingstop. That's what I paid in order to build that connection
Hmm.
with. His name is Larry. That's his name.
Shout out, Larry.
Yeah, his name is Larry, and Chris is also my friend. Shout out Chris. But I went out there and worked hard. It was every day. I was like my feet.
Hmm.
Eventually, towards the end of the summer, my feet started hurting. My back was hurting. I didn't even want to eat Wingstop. I was like, man, get that out of my face. But I built the connection. That's
Hmm.
gonna last me. Whoa, he's pretty old, so I don't know how much he has left, but
Yeah.
that's a connection
Think
that's a
for
strong
yourself
one.
too. I think there's a difference in something not being meant for you and you not thinking something's meant for you too, or like
Mm.
not doing enough for it to be meant for you. Um,
And that's great. Oh, that's great that you
and
say that.
so like that, like you not, making sure that your driver's license was there was you not, doing the work to make it be meant for you because you didn't know what it meant.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know what the opportunity would bring to you. So you being out there and, working at Wingstop was you kind of making it up to yourself, I feel.
Mm.
Kind of making it up to yourself that you missed an opportunity and being like, no, I have to make it back up to myself and
Yeah.
I have to try again and I have to be out here because I said I'd be out here. And, this is what it costs. Like, I have like an experience similar to that. And I can
Yeah.
say like I was like it's junior year, internships, this, that. It's grind time, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so I went to the career fair, which to any college student out there at all, if you see a career fair, go,
No, you should look into the camera. Yeah.
go,
Go to the career
go,
fair.
print out 10 resumes, go to everybody, honestly, anybody and everybody possible. Doesn't matter what company it is. And I mean, any company could use your services if you market it the right way, right?
Mm.
And,
Marketing.
so, go out there, say hello to everybody, introduce yourself to every single person, hand out every single resume, and get those internships. So that's exactly what I did, and I had 5 interviews after.
Mm.
After
5.
I went, I handed out 8 resumes, and I had 5 interviews. Um,
What percent is that?
uh,
More than
quick math,
50. It's
quick
more than
math.
50, none 11. Oh,
Wait, I feel stupid. Okay. 62.5%. Okay.
I'm saying.
Yeah. And I got 3 job offers from it. So, but none of it was, and that's why that's amazing. And I was happy that I had something that went towards, my future in any way possible. It wasn't any of the careers that I am necessarily super interested into going into. They're a lot more analytical and they're not more creative, which is something I'm more interested in, but that's aside the point. It's not about me. And because of that, I was like, oh, so you can go out there and you can get these jobs
Mm.
and you can get these interviews and you can get into these rooms with these. It doesn't matter if it's not exactly what you want to do. These are impressive companies to have
It's
interviews
not
with.
impossible.
Yeah. And so I said, why haven't I been applying to the internships that I want to be applying to?
Yourself.
So I made it up to myself for not, it's not that I wasted my time by reaching out to them instead of reaching out to people that I'm necessarily more interested in. But I made it up to myself by going out there and spending time and applying for those internships that I'm actually
Yeah.
interested in. And that's that kind of same thing where I wasn't going to go for it. I had to prove to myself that like the opportunity's out there and I could go for it.
Yeah.
You know,
So
same with you being in, you know,
you were just like
working for Wingstop, you know?
what you just said, and kind of like me, well, more of what I got from it, and tell me if I'm wrong. You were like, I see that weight. Let's see, I've been slacking. Let me see if I can pick it up. And then you were just like, got in a good workout. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, it's like, okay, you know, you got it. It was again, it was exercising my knowledge, you know?
Yeah. And that is definitely something that I'm glad it's just great points that you keep saying. Even if it had nothing to do with you, it's not even on your agenda.
Hmm.
Things that you want or things that you may need that you don't know you need is not going to be on your mind.
Hmm.
Oh, my tax forms I'm gonna have to do in such and such years. That's not on my mind right now, but I know I'm gonna have to do it. And
Hmm.
if I know I'm gonna have to do it now, I ain't I'm probably not gonna do this, but I could right now go and check out whatever tax forms I could that I might be using later on, and I can be prepared for it right now.
Hmm.
So same thing, like you could have did that. You could have prepared those resumes. You could have had all that way before the career fair.
Hmm.
But the fact that you didn't do it doesn't mean that, it's necessarily bad or whatever. You just didn't know the opportunity. And this is what I want to bring around from her. What she just said is, you don't know.
Hmm.
You don't know. Like, you don't know. So take that chance because you don't know.
Hmm.
Don't back away because you don't know. Take that chance. Go
Hmm.
out there, talk to that person that you've been eyeing or whatever. Who knows? Maybe they like you too. You won't know until you go over there.
Yeah, wanting to be in that room is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, think about a classroom. Think about your most favorite class you've ever taken in your life. How many people didn't want to be in that room? Probably more than half of the class. I mean, not on average,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
probably more than half of the class, but you wanted to be in that room. Think about that in your job aspect. Like, how many
yeah.
people actually want to be in that room, and how many people want it as bad as you?
I'm getting hyped. I feel like I'm in a locker room and they telling me y'all want it, y'all want it bad enough,
Yeah,
because that's what it
it's the
is. That
business school locker room.
the in a sense it's less competitive when you
Hmm.
get out in the business world, because unless you apply yourself, when you apply yourself, that then you're going against the other people that are applying themselves. When you don't apply yourself, you have to go against the people that are applying themselves and the people who don't want to be there but are there.
Hmm.
You
If
have to
you
go.
were hiring somebody, would you go for somebody that, you know, is there and like has the qualifications, or would you hire the person there who is so excited to be there? Who are you going to be friends with too?
Yeah.
Like the person who might have
Whoa, whoa,
who
whoa.
might be able to bring more like things to your life, or the person who wants to be whatever your friend more, you know?
Hold that thought though, because some of these business out here are a little weird. They might don't take no hard feelings when that, if the interview don't come back, they don't want that. They don't want you. Because some businesses have their own agendas. And that's another thing. Like she said, if you stay in the house, nobody's gonna see you. If you go out there, then they'll be able to check out what is it called? The product that you're selling.
Hmm.
Businesses, and I know this personally, they're looking for a certain type. Every business perspective, every business is sitting in a different position in the marketplace. They're looking for different things that they think is gonna excel their business. Hold on, I should have told you. I'm about to go on a little rant,
Go on a little
but they're
rant.
they're looking for specific components that's gonna add in their mind. Anything that they add to their business, that's gonna is going up. We want inclining prices. We want inclining market shares. That's what they want. So you won't know if you fit into that business, how you say business blueprint or whatever the hirer wants. You won't know unless you go there. You can hear it from other people, but other people are not you and you are not other people. Everybody's different. I've had to realize that. And I want so get out there. That's what I got from your story about the marketing. It's possible.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't get an interview. Oh, I can't. It's possible. You think it's possible?
Yeah. And even I'm not going to get the internship that I might necessarily be for my dream company right now, but I got an internship for the skills that I have, which I'm moving towards my direction. If you're not moving towards your direction, if you need to deserve to be in those rooms.
It's crazy that you just said that because I was about to transition to it, but I wanted to go back to what you said about being in Washington. You had said something and you said, I owe it to myself. I haven't been putting in the work, but I owe it to myself to put in that work. And recently, I think it was after I went to Washington because of that little transaction, another perspective change. I've been looking at my how you say my opportunities in life. There are things that I could do, that I could pursue. There are ways that I could go millions. When I decipher, obviously you get down to the real possibilities, the real few possibilities. I've noticed that some of them, I tell myself this, I haven't worked hard enough for that. And folks out there, you know if you've worked hard enough for something or if you haven't. You know if you've put in the work. And back to what I said about basketball and that whole entire competitive, if who wants it more. In basketball, it's more straightforward. You literally, who wants it more? Are you going to get on the floor and die for the basketball or not? You know what I'm saying? Do you want it more? But when you know what I'm saying? When you in the business setting, oh man, they're looking. They're looking. If you think they're not, they're looking. They're reading up all you have to do the work. You have to. Because
I can make this, sorry to interrupt you, but I can
go
make
ahead.
this sports analogy. And so do you want to be first string? You got to have the playtime. You have to be out on the floor.
You want to be up there when they say, all right, such and such got the ball. You want to feel making that first play, or you put in the work to be second, or you put in the work to be first. But hold on, wait. So I'm trying to we keep getting off track with all these references, but it's all good. But what I'm saying, I just want to reiterate because about Washington and whatnot. So when I went out there, I didn't get what I wanted at first, but I know in due time it will come to me. Still, in the meantime, I have to put in work. There's a reason why I didn't get it on that first summer. It was set up for me, but I didn't get it. And it's still there. I have to put in the work to get to that point, because when I get to that point, it's either you put in the work or you didn't. And when you get there, the opportunity is there or the opportunity is not. But if you put in the work, you're going to be confident when that opportunity come round. You're going to be prepared. You're confident. You're going to have knowledge. I know from my own results. I know from what I've been doing, how I've been moving, how I've been acting, the results I've been producing. I'm ready for this opportunity. I'm prepared. But when you say you finally decided after playing 2K or after binging Netflix, Outer Banks or whatever, you just binged the same show 3 times over and you finally decide to go outside and touch grass and there's an opportunity, but hold on. I'm not prepared. I just got to class. I finally made it after traveling an hour because I had such and such. But wait a minute, I have a test and I don't have a pencil. I don't have a calculator. I don't have this. You made it to the destination that you were supposed to get to. You're supposed to get there. All right. Nobody says that you're not or you're not meant to get there. But how long are you going to stay there now? How long are you going to stay there? And that's the next.
You have to know why you're in the room.
That's the next segment.
Yeah.
How long are you going to stay in the places that you've got to? All right. I got to that point, right? To that opportunity. And I've done the preparation. So I'm going to be here. We're going to be efficient and we're going to be producing, but not for long because I got other opportunities. But then I didn't put in the work and I
Mm-hmm.
got the opportunity. I got to stay here because first I got to put in the work that initially was supposed, you still got there either way, but now you got to work harder.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got to take more time. Now, not to say you've fallen back because everybody's on their own journey. You got to put in more work.
Mm-hmm.
And are you going to do it? Are you going to realize that you have to put in more work? Or are you going to sit around and, how did he get the promotion?
Mm-hmm.
How did he do that? He's right here. He's right here. Whoever got the promotion, they moved these more than you. And in some cases, they didn't. And in some cases, they didn't. In some cases, they had a connection
Mm-hmm.
to whoever was in charge of that position or whoever was in charge of that opportunity. They had a connection that they had built with intangible values. No money, no nothing. They were there and they built that connection. Connections, opportunities, hard work, it all ties in. You need to work hard to get the opportunities. Through hard work, you will create these connections. And with the opportunities, they will connect you to more opportunities and more hard work and blah, 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 blah. And eventually, now this is something that a lot of people have a hard time with. And I don't know if you do. You got to know when to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's something else about business. Some people can't stop. The money. I need it.
Mm-hmm.
I need that. Another opportunity, I'm working hard. I can get there. And it can go to your head. Because, of course, if you're working hard, you put in the work, you deserve this. And no
Mm-hmm.
doubt. But
Mm-hmm.
how much can you really take? How much money do you really need? Mm.
The goals are important though, because if, say, I mean, you could be getting a job and you could be like, it's for the money. You need to know exactly when you'll stop. Once you get to here, so that you can invest it into what you actually want.
I'm saying.
Yeah. Because that, I
I'm
mean,
saying.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, no. That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
When do I want to stop?
Mm-hmm.
How far do I want to go with this? That's what I was thinking in basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, there were some outside factors and pressures that made me stop. One, that I
Mm-hmm.
had to work for school, but it was how long can I fight like this? How long can I push myself in practice? How much longer can I take?
Mm-hmm.
This is a very real question, people. You have to ask yourself because if you put in the hard work, you'll be able to do more.
Mm-hmm.
If you put in the hard work, that's what I want to emphasize. If you put in the hard work, it will be okay. Like
Yeah.
everything will be okay in due time.
If you, I mean, if you really go through a period where you're pushing yourself like to your absolute maximum, when you're going through other hard things, and I mean, it might be hard, but it's not your maximum, you can look back at your maximum and say, well, it wasn't that.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We're coming full circle here. She just said, wait,
I mean,
spit again, spit the
yeah, I
fire.
mean, so you have to get to a point where you're working at your maximum so that when you are working hard, but it's not your maximum, you can look back and say, well, it wasn't that.
And
Yeah. And
all
then
right.
you are able to kind of position yourself and kind of re-establish where you're at and what you're doing,
Yes.
and understand how much you can do, how much you can give. You have to see how much you can give so you know how much to give.
And let's wrap this up, folks.
Yeah.
But I want to end
We're
on
about
that
to
note
kick us out.
because that is a good when we talk about levels, I'm gonna say this real quick, but when we talk about levels, right? Obviously, you're not gonna stay in one place for your whole life. You
Mhm.
need to continuously go up. There's gonna be times where you come back down and you're in a decline or a recession, but you need to go back up eventually. That's where we want to go.
Mhm.
And so you just said, can you say it again? Oh, I'm sorry, because I'm getting real excited, but can you say it again?
If you're working really hard and you're working yourself to the maximum at some point in area in life, you need to do that in order to be able to position yourself. And when you're going through other hard things, understand that it's not your maximum and be able to check yourself.
Not your maximum,
Yeah.
not perception. All right. Quick fact. David Goggins, he said this. He said, when you're working at your maximum, you think you can't go no more. Only 40%. Literally, here's an autonomy fact that I've learned. when people have adrenaline rushing through their bodies, there have been, documented people who have picked up cars or who have shown crazy amounts of strength
That's wild.
in times of need. Like,
Hmm.
and I've also learned that the our bones and our muscles are stronger than we think, people. Our body literally weakens our muscles because if we use the full power of our muscles, we would literally break our own bones and tendons.
Mm-hmm.
So you think you're at the maximum, but your own brain, when you physically are pushing yourself, is literally telling you, hold on, chill, because if you go to your maximum, we ain't gonna make it.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to your maximum, the engine's gonna fail.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happens after a while. When you push it to the max, you can only be up there so long
Mm-hmm.
before you, all right, whoa, I gotta come back down. I
Mm-hmm.
need some water, I need to eat. So I say all of that to say the maximum, people, if every once in a while we don't push ourselves, we won't know if, hold on, I'm about to hit a next level, or hold on, I'm peaking. I gotta break. I
Mm-hmm.
gotta break the limit that either you set on yourself or people around you have set on yourself. People
Mm-hmm.
around you in your ears, you didn't get that interview. So that's one more down the drain. Morale is looking low. Shoot, finals is coming up. I'm going past. I'm gonna say that now. I don't care. 75, 85. We're passing. And that's what you have to have, that determination.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta work hard because I know I could do better. It may not feel like it in a way. You might be thinking I'm doing everything I can, but you could do more. You could do more.
If others can get it, why can't you?
We
Uh-uh.
hold on. You breathing the same oxygen I'm breathing, right? Hold on. We both got oxygen in our blood and all that. It's now. I think I'm gonna end it off with this because we've been talking about opportunities, we've been talking about connections, we've been talking about hard work, and just about how they go in. Now, of course, this is Learning to Lead podcast, so we're talking. These are all aspects of leadership. You need to have these things in order to be a leader. You cannot be the same as everyone else if you want to be a leader. If you want to be out front,
Mm-hmm.
I say all of that to say, work harder. That's it. Work, work harder.
Mm-hmm.
Work from we see, obviously, opportunities are gonna come. Literally, you may walk out your door, talk to a person, and bam, an opportunity right there. I literally just went to college, stayed in the dorm, and my
Mm-hmm.
suite mate, literally, he didn't even ask me about it. He asked somebody else and said, "Hey, should what's the word? Should I invite Jarell to Washington, to stay in my?" And that's another thing. My roommate behind my back. This is conversations behind closed doors. Oh man, we'll have that for another topic. But conversations happening behind doors beyond my, knowledge while I'm out there working hard. I was painting, practice, class. I'm not even thinking about it. My roommate said, "Yeah, Jarrell's a hardworking man. Get on that. Take that. He's good. He'll do whatever you need him to do if given the opportunity."
Mm-hmm.
So from my hard work, there are people watch. They all have eyes. They see it. They
Mm-hmm.
see it. Work hard, people. Get to work. That's
Yeah.
it. Even if
Can I
nobody,
expound off of what I think work hard means?
for sure.
Learn, exercise your knowledge, tell other people what you know, go outside and talk to the people you need to be talking to.
Oh, wait. You don't know who you need to talk to yet. All right. You don't know, but it'll happen. You
Yeah,
don't
it'll
know who you
happen.
need to talk to. So don't, but get out there.
Yeah.
All right. Look, we're going to wrap it up here. But look,
Yep.
long story short, get out there. Hard work will bring you to where you need to be no matter what. If you have no opportunities, hard work will get you there. I can back that up. She can back that up. And leaders work hard. That is all for today. Uh, This has been a good one. Bella
Yeah.
Wethington, Jarell Caviness,
Nice to meet you
and
guys.
Learning to Lead podcast. Until next time.
Good luck. You got it.
Now we actually have to. Oh, it's working. It's working.